Before you read this chapter, A Letter to God by J.L. Fiennes. They say faith can move mountains, but what should we put our faith in? This is a question the story delicately possesses. Lencho is a farmer who writes a letter to God when his crops are ruined, asking for 100 pesos. Does the Lencho's letter reach God? Does God send him the money? Think what your answers to these questions would be, and guess how the story continues before you begin to read it. I told you before, peso is peso means Latin American currency. The activity is about the money order. Now you are into the MasterCard, debit card, credit card, Paytm, Google Pay, and so many money oriented apps. But this was a rudimentary way of sending money to through the money order, and this was a format of money order which you should know, as it was very important for the many years. It was one of the only medium to send money. Now the story here begins. The house, the only one in the entire valley, entire is in totality, set on the crest of the low hill. Crest is nothing but, you might have seen, sand dunes with the topmost edge of it is called a crest. From the height, one could see the river and the fields of the ripe corn dotted with flowers that always promised a good harvest. Now, dotted is being figuratively used here for the corn, flowers, the harvest, each plant. They were marked by it. What the dotted here means? The dotted here means marked. Okay? Marked. Harvest, the crop when they are cut, they are called harvest. For using of the people, the only thing the earth needed was a downpour, heavy rainfall, or at least a shower. Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his fields intimately, closely, had done nothing else but to see the sky towards the northeast. The wind blows from northeast and brings showers with it. No, now we were really going to get some water, women. He's talking to the lady in the house, the woman who was preparing supper. Supper is nothing but the last meal of the day. It can be dinner and it can be other meal. But some people, especially Gen people, they have the dinner in the early evening or late evenings, and then they have the meal after that in the night. That will be called supper. It is not dinner always, but it can be dinner. Those who take it as a last meal replied, "Yes, God willing." The older boys were working in the field while the smaller ones were playing near the house until the women called to them, come for dinner." It was during the meal that, just as Lencho had predicted, big drop of rain began to fall. Predict is a word which means foretell. What does it mean? Foretell. The big drops of rain began to fall in the northeast. Huge mountain of clouds. Now, mountain of the clouds is a metaphor. It's been compared here. What is a metaphor? Metaphor I repeat again, and you must be knowing from your previous classes, metaphor is a comparison of the two words which are dissimilar to each other. Here, the mountain with the clouds being compared for huge mountains of cloud. So it becomes a metaphor. Could be seen approaching, coming. The air was fresh and sweet. The smell can be also sweet smelling. It is not always your sweet dishes. The man went out for no other reason and then to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. You all love to go out in the rain, and similarly, the boys in this story also. When he returned, he exclaimed out of a lot of enthusiasm, he shouted, "These aren't raindrops falling from the sky, they are the new coins. The big drops are 10 cent and pieces, and the little ones are 5. He, since this is again a figurative language, he sees the corn as cents, because the crop they will harvest will be sold in the market and they will get money in return. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers, draped in a curtain of rain. Now, satisfied, content, expression with a feel, lot of happiness around, and they are draped in the rain. They are covered with the rain. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow. Along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did resemble new silver coin. The boy, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. Now, frozen pearl is nothing but a past participle. You remember gerunds are the verbal noun, verb, and acts as a noun.